Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is Loshak in the Bag show for Thursday morning, September 27th. You know, Jimmy, I don't know if you're into numerology much, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is a number that means a lot of things to a lot of people. 1, 2, 3, 4. In today's show, it refers to how many units Jimmy the Bag was up yesterday in MLB. 12.34 units in MLB. No, I don't have some crazy, Peruvian psychedelic in my coffee here. I'm not misspeaking as I often do in these shows. 1, 2, 3, 4. It means a lot of things to a lot of people. Today, that number refers to 12.34 units that Jimmy the Bag was up in MLB yesterday. Jimmy the Bag, what do you have to say for yourself?
It is shocking not to wake up ashamed. The feeling I had this morning was so rare.
Unreal. Well, because I cannot remember a time when you took a -1 at plus 430 when you had the balls to do that. Look at that, a little bit of balls, and look what happens.
Yeah, you know what? I think I didn't want to have 48 hours of sweaty flu, but we have found that sometimes when you take a few days away from it. Away from the constant grind of capping every second, it can help. And it's the chat. The chat finally, I'm so down throughout this baseball season. It's funny because baseball season is supposed to be this time where we get a tiny bit of a breather without NBA, NHL, football, all this stuff, and it hasn't been. It's been the opposite. It's been a horrifying few months. Full of just stress and sleepless nights and full of losing. So the chat has backed me and supported me the whole time, and I'm just thankful to have hit something.
All right, well, that was a very nice acceptance speech, Jimmy the Bag, as you should have. You know, acceptance speeches are nice. I had a good day too, up 5.5 units. As usual, when I take those big underdogs on the second halves, it's usually a good bet to just take them on the alternative run line as well. I didn't do that. Jimmy the Bag did, but I did have Baltimore second half plus 170 yesterday, so I had a bunch of units up. Sorry if anyone tailed my NHL preseason play on Colorado. That one was a loser, but, I bet it. And let's see. We really nailed that doubleheader yesterday, didn't we? I nailed game 1. Jimmy the Bag nailed game 2, and it was a team effort there. All right, so today we have an unusual card. We have a very few MLB games. We have, of course, the one NFL and one college football game. So we can talk more about NFL and college football if we want ad nauseum. We can maybe make some jokes if they come up. Any questions, Jimmy the Bag? I know you were asking about your futures plays that you gave in MLB.
I need to make a decision about what I'm going to do about the Brewers, and I want to talk about it here.
All right. Well, these are the futures odds the futures picks that you gave in these shows at various times during the season. Oakland to win the West at 50-1. Oakland to win the American League at 100-1. Yanks to win the World Series at 6-1. Nats to win the division at plus 130. Yanks to win the division at minus 105. And the Dodgers to win the NL West at plus 190. That's all we have for you.
Also, I didn't put the Cubs in. Okay, that's great. I mean, I bet it. I bet it when Tomor talked about the value, and he was right. We got the Cubs at minus 125. The Brewers really regrouped. Okay, so I don't even need to fade, or don't even need to hedge that here with an official pick. I do have $300 on the Cubs at minus 125, so I probably am going to do something.
All right, to anyone who bet the Cubs yesterday, congratulations, I guess. You're playing with friggin' fire. Even when the Cubs look like they finally have a game in the bag, it ain't really in the bag. When I look at the way the game went yesterday, I just was thinking, yeah, man, the Cubs are just an overvalued team. If you can get them at plus 150 in some spot, sure, go for it. Minus 170 in the game they quote-unquote have to win. Don't take that. I learned that the hard way myself a few days ago. I should have learned it, 15 years ago when I first started to recognize it and wrote a song parody of House of the Rising Sun about betting on the Chicago Cubs on the run lines. And I still have a hard time. It's just they seem to have on paper a much better team than Pittsburgh. Or is that not true? On paper.
I don't know. Breaking down this game, it's Trevor Williams has pitched so well right now. We know all the pressure's on the Cubs. We know Chris Bryant's out of the lineup. Now, Madden handles pressure very well, and these Cubs have been through, series of very important Octobers and Novembers. So I think this team is capable, but what is the money line on the Cubs today anyway?
Money line on the Cubs, I'm sure it's something ridiculous. I saw it. I did look at it. It's like minus 160. I'm sure it's going to get bet up, minus 150. But minus 150 against not Ivan Nova, against Trevor Williams, who's been doing great. So the point is just that the Cubs, if you bet on them yesterday, congratulations. You had a heart attack. I had, what did I have yesterday? I think I did have the Cubs second half. I mean, the Pittsburgh second half. I'd be leaning that way again. We'll get into this card. There's only 8 games on the card, Jimmy the Bag.
Yeah, and we got a great group of cappers with us, ready to rock and roll. Red Girl coming off a 2-0 night. Sunny Vega joining us. We'll have a Sunny Vega video today.
Awesome, yes.
Which is very exciting.
We love those videos. You just got to get them in like an hour before, 2 hours before, 5 hours.
Before.
Okay,
2
right,
hours
right,
before,
right,
yeah,
right.
By 4 o'clock Eastern time. So we have a Sunny Vega video. Yeah, a big Ragu 5-0 on his videos. He's going to be sending us a video. So we got some exciting stuff. And I feel healthy. I'm back at 100%. I feel like I held the show down a little bit yesterday with low energy, but I do feel like I'm back. It also helps having a big night and not being ashamed of myself.
Yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I love so much about these guys in the comments section. They understand that life and sports betting and this show is just like Frank Sinatra said, ups and downs. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And look, Jimmy the Bag, you know, you got sick. And then look what happened. 24 hours later, a 1, 2, 3, 4 day for you in terms of units. Unfriggin' real. Bailey Power says hello from Ireland. I would, God, I would love to live in Ireland. Oh, God. I have some friends in Ireland from Cork. Shout out to Judy.
So that does mean that my last 2 days here on the show, Friday and yesterday, that means that I'm up 18.
Yeah, well, let's see. I'm gonna tell you, you're on quite a run since I can tell you right now. It all started on September 20th. I'm going to right now delete all this ugliness going back to March 29th, and let's see what we got. Since September 20th, Jimmy the Bag's official record is 18-2, average line of plus 101, plus 20.1 units, ROI of plus 91.8%. That's since September 20th. 18-2, average line of plus 101. Unreal. Jimmy the Bag.
Well, it's going to take a lot more to get out of the giant hole that I dug, but that's
true. Treat. You're still down 48 units overall on the year. Not to, but that's good because it'll keep you humble, right?
Yeah, well, it's not about humble.
Yeah.
It's just that I had a terrible baseball season, and if I can get a couple wins late, I'll take them.
Yeah. All right. So yesterday, once again, I had a bunch of winners, and again, my leans. All friggin' cash. I had a bunch of, not all of them, but a lot of them friggin' cash. The Oakland team total overs. I should have been on that one. I don't know why I was so scared about fading Felix Hernandez. You know what I mean?
Felix wasn't pitching that bad.
Right.
But, man, that throw in the center field was just he's just off. He's just off, and they panicked and pulled him. When he was throwing fine in that game, in fact, the A's were very, very lucky to be in a 2-2 game at that point. Jackson had put himself in big trouble. But this A's team keeps rolling, man.
Oh, man. Kylie Reynolds has got family in County Cork, too, Pete. Yes. Judy, and Siobhan, and I can't remember her fucking name.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. So Judy Russell, shout out to Judy Russell, straight out of Cork County. Kylie Reynolds, God, I would love to just she has a greatest life ever. Judy, she used to work at SBR. She used to do videos here.
Oh, yes.
Judy, yeah, totally. She's from Cork County, and she went back there. Shout out to Judy Russell. Well, that was eon. That was ages ago, Jim. Oh, God, that was ages ago, before the huge mistake, before the huge biblical event that happened in my life that some people know about. No, it doesn't have anything to do with Mike Brenner. No, it has nothing to do with Mike Brenner. All right, let's move on. Jimmy the Bag, what do we have here?
I'm ready to
MLB?
deep dive into these games. Generally speaking, when we have a small card, we're able to hammer it well, and I hope that continues. Another thing that happened was, again, not forcing plays and not coming in with bets already made, letting the experts in the chat help guide me, and letting you do the same. Nuflush Allen says, check the DM on Twitter if you can. I will, my friend. And Kobe saying Rocky sending out their full lineup today.
All right. Shout out to everyone who on Monday said that you should take Colorado minus on the run line every single game this series. I don't remember who it was, but I think it was more than one of them. More than one person said that. And, of course, a lot of people were chiming in with alternative run lines, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, whatever. I guess on paper, Arrieta's been struggling. I guess we can start with this game. Senzatella has been good on the road, bad at home, but Arrieta's been struggling, and it does look like Colorado is just a juggernaut right now. Is this a no-brainer play or a trap?
That's a good question. Sorry, I was just trying to grab this Nutflush out message in a second. Who is Jake Arrieta?
Yeah.
That's he's a big question mark. Senzatella's been pitching much better. Game time down at 76 Fahrenheit, wind blowing in, but not too strong. Phillies now lost 7 straight, being outscored 34-4 through the first 3 games of this series. Arrieta 10-10, 3.94 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. through 166 and 2/3. If you had said these are the numbers Arrieta is going to give you, would you take them? I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
That's fine. Those are fine numbers, but he's been bad lately. He's allowed 15 earned runs his last 19 and a third September innings. Lasted just 2 innings when they needed him so badly at Atlanta last week. 4 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 Ks. 3 walks. Lefties are smashing, breaking off him right now. The numbers have gone up to 283 with an 809 OPS. Righties still have trouble against Arrieta, 233, 650 OPS. Zenzatella, much worse at home than he has been on the road. At home, 5.20 ERA. Coming off back-to-back nice road starts at Arizona and San Francisco. 2 earned runs, 8 hits over 12 innings combined. Lefties, 276, 93 OPS. Righties, 264, 795 OPS. Phillies are bad against righties. They're bad just offensively. Bad against righties, 236, 718 OPS. Rockies are much better against lefties. This is a righty they're facing. They're 249 with a 733 OPS. Baseball Bob says fade Arrieta. Is that the move here?
Seems that way. It seems like the play would be, I was leaning Philly team total under yesterday. I was leaning under as well, and that one, actually I bet that one, and that one lost. But I'd be leaning, once again, Colorado -1, Philly team total under, and pretty much that's it,
Wow, Alex Maubrey, Arrieta cost me thousands. Paco Healy, Arrieta is gutless.
Yeah, I mean, you could take a shot with Colorado team total over if you want. I'd be more leaning Philly team total under, and maybe Colorado -1.
I was trying to talk myself. Oh, Yenny Toon, 4-0 last night. Great job, my man. I was trying to figure out a way to take the Phillies. I really was. And then just looking at the way Arrieta has been lately, that's impossible. So because I feel that way, I don't think I'm going to take the Rockies.
Okay.
I feel if there's, other than Tyler Anderson, if there's one Rocky starter that might be susceptible, it's Zenzatella. But he has looked better. Now, Tomore's right. Tomore's saying Zenzatella's been pitching well, but it's been on the road against struggling lineups like Arizona and San Francisco, so that's a very good point. Tomore says Phillies manager called out the team. They got blown out last game. I think they play well here. Not applicable says Philly equals shit to bed. Philly swinging at first pitch last night like they want to get out of town, says Baseball Bob. Donald Traube, another word here. Arrieta has been soft and gutless. We hear it again, gutless since his days in Baltimore. I'm not going to take the Rockies here.
Okay.
I feel like that it won't continue to be these blowouts and that this team has to show something. I don't like Gabe Kapler. I don't think he's done a very good job this year. Now it's tough being a rookie manager, and he had a terrible start. He has been saying some of the right things through this huge swoon, but these guys have not stepped up. And we saw that when they were making their moves, around the deadline, bringing in guys who are done. Joey Bats, I was shocked that they brought him in. And then, even Cabrera was a guy, even though he was putting up good numbers against lefties, these aren't the guys you want to move into a big playoff match with. Kobe says Zenzatella pitched well last game. His changeup and slider were effective. If he throws them well again today, Phillies will be screwed. Homer said about Marquez. Big Ragu like in the under here. Not applicable says Colorado hard to go against. J Stasher says Rockies will win. Are you going to make a play on this?
No, I'm going to hold off on it. If you gave me a free play, I would go ahead and once again take Colorado -1, but I'm going to hold off on it. You want to talk about the Tampa Bay game, Jim?
Yes.
Because this is interesting because we do have, once again, CC Sabathia getting a 1.5 on the team total on the first 5 innings. Now, I'm looking at the Tampa Bay lineup right now. I'm wondering if there's anyone key who's out. But if it's an okay lineup, it looks like another no-brainer play on CC Sabathia. Not that he's, a terrible pitcher right now, but he's not 1.5 runs on the first 5 innings team total level, and that is what we're getting right now from the market. I faded him on his last start with that, and I believe he gave up 2 runs exactly, and I cashed on it. And I'm looking at the same kind of situation here. I'm wondering who's. Let's take a look at this lineup for Tampa Bay. Who's in? Who's out?
The lineup is fine. Basically, with this Rays squad, there's a couple guys that you want in the lineup just because of their numbers off Sabathia, and one of them is not in the lineup, and that is Duffy.
Yeah.
You want Duffy in there, but you got Gomez in there. I believe he's 9 for 21 off Sabathia. Then you need Tommy Pham, who is just electric. Dav Fenn saying Kiermaier is out. Yes, Kiermaier is now done for the season. Is Ji-Man Choi? I heard he was going to be available for this game.
Ji-Man Choi. No, I think he's dealing with. He's not in the lineup. Yeah.
He's not in the lineup. No. Yes. You know what? Colby Valentine says yes. If CC goes 7, he gets a $500,000 bonus. But that doesn't always work, and we've seen it blow up in teams and pitchers' faces when they're trying to reach a certain type of bonus or a certain season bonus. Series is tied 9-9. Hicks and Gregorius remain out. Is that right? Is Torres out as well? Yes. Oh, no, Torres is in. Torres is in playing second. Okay. Yeah, I like that first 5 over.
Yeah.
I also like the first 5 over in the game for both squads because Jamie Schultz is an average pitcher. He has a nice whip, average pitcher. And then Austin Pruitt is coming in next. 29-year-old righty, 2-3, 4.57 ERA, 1.24 whip, 38 Ks through 63 innings. He can't get the strikeout when he needs it. Trenton Claxton's on New York Yankees' first 5. Not applicable says Rays were lucky last week. Yankee pitcher meltdown. I do feel like there could be offense against both these starters. I like this first 5 over. It's at 4.5, I believe.
First 5 over, yeah. All right, I'm going to, it could easily be a lethargic game and CCC to have a good start, but at 1.5 minus 129, I have to go for it. Tampa Bay, first 5 innings, team total over 1.5 minus 129. I'm taking that one.
I will join you on that.
You want that one? All right, Jim's going to take Tampa Bay, first 5 innings, team total over 1.5 minus 129. That's the current 9 at Pinnacle. Again, on an early start in Tampa Bay, this can be a very pitcher-friendly park. CC could easily have a nice, solid 5-inning start where he gives up 1 or 0 runs, and this one loses. But it's just minus 129, and if he gives up 2 runs, then you got another winner. So I'm taking that one minus 129. The first 5 over here for Tampa Bay would be 4.5 at juice to the under.
Sorry, I was saying what up to Twatty, and I missed very important stuff there. Did you say that you were interested in that first 5 over?
No, I'm just telling you what the line is.
You have no interest whatsoever.
No, not really. Well, I mean, I guess if I like the Yankees.
No interest whatsoever. Do you know that's from the great Kevin Nealon joke?
Oh, is it?
Oh, I cannot do Kevin Nealon justice, but his joke is that Playboy asks him to review these porn videos, and he starts watching one, and he finds himself interested right away. He finds himself more interested, extremely interested, and then suddenly no interest whatsoever. No, I can't. But he keeps going through it. It's absolutely magical. Then he makes himself a sandwich, notices the video is still on, finds himself interested again. Okay, yes. I am interested in this first 5, but Noli knows is on the New York Tampa Bay under. Elio Rodriguez says that's a great play, Pete. I'm on it as well. What do you guys think of that first 5 over? I think that the Schultz-Pruitt back-to-back bullpen situation is their weakest.
Yeah.
I really do. I find every single other setup for their bullpen play stronger. I think this is not by far, but yeah, their weakest opener and second guy that they have.
And how's the lineup for the Yankees looking? Judge is in, Voigt's in, Stanton's in, Andujar's in, Torres is in. It looks like they got who's out? Who's not in for the Yankees? Is anyone?
Well, we know that Gregorius is out. McCutchen is out.
Sanchez is out.
Sanchez is out. Yeah, but I mean, these guys have just not been hitting on all cylinders. Bird doesn't play. Voigt's taking that job from him. And then, of course, their outfielder, Aaron Hicks, is out. They have a pretty deep bench, but I don't like – I'm not in love with this lineup. Romine, Hechavarria, 8-9. Maybe I'll just stick with that Tampa Bay first 5. Melvin Morel says, I like that play. Let's see. Baseball, CC been serving it up on plate, no movement with fastball, went away from changeup, basically just a mediocre fastball and a slider. Yanks hit today and in first couple innings, says Davin. Yanks really only have Stanton and Judge. Red Girl liking Tampa here. I like the first 5 under, but over, but I'm going to take a little bit of time. Maybe, what is the first 5 team total for the Yankees?
First 5 team total for the Yankees would be just 2.5, I'm sure. 2 minus 150, so 2 highly juiced.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that. King Rail wondering about Tampa scoring first. I'd like to come back before we move forward from baseball in this game. I think I'm going to, you know what, I think I should just make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to take the first 5 over. All
right, so that'll be 4.5 plus 102. 4.5 plus, at you wager, 4.5 plus 105. So we can give them Yanks, Tampa Bay, First half over 4.5 minus 105. First half over plus 105. First half over 4.5 plus 105. Current line at UWager, and I'm just going to stick with the Tampa Bay first 5 team total over. All right, so next game. I guess let's jump to the Cubs game. Once again, the Cubs a huge favorite. Lester's been good. Williams has been good. I was thinking that the Pittsburgh second half might be worth a shot. As usual, Pittsburgh -1 might be worth a shot, and the second half over might be worth a shot. Are we a believer in Williams being legitimately good now? He's had a long run of excellence. Any reason to believe that that won't continue here?
No, I don't think so. I'd be curious to hear what Twadi has to say about his Pirates. Game time, 1066 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to center, not too strong. Williams has not allowed an earned run in 3 of his past 4 starts. He's just rolling right now. 2-3 with a 3.41 ERA in 7 career starts. 7 career outings, 5 starts against the Cubs, and 1-1 with a 1.38 ERA in 2 turns this season. Lefties, 223, 632 OPS off him. Righties, 228, 656 OPS off him. Neither lefties or righties having any success off him of late. Lester, 17-6, 3.43 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. Has won 3 of his 4 September starts, allowed 5 earned runs in 4 starts. 8-6 with 3.38 ERA and 17 career starts against the Pirates. 3-1, 3.72 ERA, and 5 starts against them this year. Lefties are hitting Lester hard this year, 277, 875 OPS. He's handled righties. Pirates, 257, 30 versus lefties. Cubs hit righties hard, 259, 750 OPS. Daryl Lyle says, I'm on the Cubs. Kobe Valentine says, Williams owns a 1.08 ERA since the All-Star break, best in the majors, lowest in Pirates. Tomer says, I'm on Pittsburgh plus 145. Lester is still not great. Cubs bullpen has holes with Strop out. Pittsburgh is playing well, 7-4 in the last 11. What is the first 5 under?
The first 5 under for the Cubs game would be 5.
And what do you think about that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on it, really.
Ski Profit says, I like the under. Eric Jones says, Pitt under 9.5. I agree with you. I think this Cubs bullpen has a lot of holes. I just trust these starters, and I trust Lester in a big game type situation. What was the juice on that?
Just standard 110 on both sides.
I'll take it.
You want that one?
Yeah.
The first 5? All right, first 5 under for the Cubs. Best line right now at Pinnacle -104. So we can give you that one. Pittsburgh Cubs, first 5, under 5, -104. Okay, I'm going to stay off this game. It is Francisco Liriano Day, and Francisco Liriano is not that bad overall, but I do feel like he's vaguely vulnerable in every start. So again, the fact that he hasn't been that bad overall, but still pretty vulnerable every start, is keeping his lines a little bit modest. I've been fading him on the first 5 team total overs for a while. Generally been pretty successful with it. I don't even know if I've ever had a loss with it. And I'm going to do, Minnesota's up to 2.5 plus 101. See, okay. All right. I thought it was going to be 2. No, it's 2.5. All right. That's a little bit different, but I'll still take it anyway. Minnesota, first 5 innings, team total over 2.5 plus 101. Liriano might have a nice start, but I think over 5 innings, he's more likely than not to give up 3 runs, and I'm taking that one. Minnesota first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 101. Current line at Pinnacle.
Corey Valentine says, I like Detroit today. Liriano's a 1.8 ERA in his last 3 starts. Yes, he has recorded 3 quality starts. He hasn't had great defense behind him. He's still getting lefties out easily, 165, 500 OPS. But I like this Moya-Gonzalez combination. I told you guys that I've been watching all of Gonzalez's starts, and he was just getting terrible luck. He was getting errors behind him. He wasn't getting strikes that were strikes because they were up against Hall of Famers like Beltre, who was getting the calls instead of him. And now he is not allowed an earned run his last 2 appearances, covering 9 innings. His numbers are still terrible, 6.75 ERA, 2.02 WHIP, but he's going to come in right after Moya, and Moya's looked great as the opener. This will be his 6th time going up, and 4th time against the Tigers. The Tigers haven't scored a run on him. Moya has 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, allowing 3 hits and 2 walks versus Detroit. Lamont Williams saying Detroit today, take Detroit. Wow. I still like Minnesota here. They're having great at-bats, but I'm concerned. I'm concerned with everybody liking Detroit. I'm concerned with the way Liriano's pitching. I am going to wait till the lineups come out. I am going to keep an eye on the market, but I do like the Twins here. The Twins have been really good to me over the last few weeks, and I don't see why I wouldn't go back to them here. I was with you on that, Liriano. I'd watch you cash these first 5 team total overs against them time and time.
I mean, he's not that. His last few starts have been good, actually, for quite a while now. All of September, he's been good, getting ground balls. It's not that bad, but I just don't feel he's the kind of guy who also tends to wear down a little bit. He throws a slider here and there, and I think that he's also getting a little bit up in age. So I'm going to take it once again. Minnesota first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 101. If that one loses, that's okay.
Yeah, worked for us. And I was with you on the same play. against Sabathia last time. Both times, I believe, with Lariano and Sabathia, we waited till the 5th inning to get to those overs. But that's the way these old guys work. Once the lineup's seen them once, they start hitting them. So you know what? I like the play. I'm a little concerned with the way Lariano's pitching late in the season about that. And I do like the Moya Gonzalez start. I am going to take the Twins here. What is the money line on the Twins?
Minus 130 or so.
I am going to make a move on the Twins, but I do think I will wait to make sure that there's a bunch of righties in the lineup because righties hit Lariano. If I see a lineup full of righties, I will back them now. I don't think the Twins are able to do that with all the injuries they have. So.
All right, talking about expected lineups, we'll definitely be waiting to see what the Cleveland lineup is before we make an official move on that game. I'm thinking a lot of guys are going to be rested. I'm leaning under, stronger to the second half under here. I think I will make the second half under an official play right now. I'm assuming people will be out for Cleveland. Casey might have some value as an underdog. Of course, we should wait to see what the actual lineups are, but I'll just take the second half under right now. No problem about that. Cleveland, KC, second half under 3.5 minus 105. I'll make that one an official pick. Leaning full game under and maybe leaning KC depending on the lineups for Cleveland.
I can understand, but I don't trust either Tomlin or Sparkman. Game time temp 68 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out over left field, but softly. Cleveland leading the series 10-5. Tomlin, bad season, 2-5, 6.44 ERA, 1.52 WHIP. Being much better out of the bullpen. As a starter, 0-3, 7.82 ERA. Had a relief stint against Boston where he looked pretty good. 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit. Last start against the White Sox was September 20th, and again, he looked bad. He just seems very vulnerable. 26 appearances against Kansas City, 10-5, 3.93 ERA. You know what? I mean, these Royals have good left-handed bats. And lefties hit 365 with a 1.150 OPS off him. Righties hit him hard too, but nothing like that. I bet the Royals stack lefties, and maybe that's the play. Maybe that's the play is the Royals. Sparkman 0-3, 4.86 ERA, 12 relief appearances for the Royals, and he's made 2 starts. Worst record again, just like Tomlin, worst number as a starter. Lefties hit 322, 874 OPS off him, but righties hit him hard too. Indians smash righties. Royals hit righties, but not with a lot of power. Be curious to see what other people think about this play. Very, very curious to hear. Let's see. Toby says Tomlin looking to try to get a spot in Cleveland playoff roster. This is his audition. It should give Tomlin an edge to pitch well. Jesse Dexter says, wait, Pete, you're leaning under in the Indians game. Why?
Yeah, well, I took the second half under. I'm not leaning full game under. I just took the second half under. I think we're going to see bats resting for Cleveland, and I think it'll be a relatively lethargic game late. I would also be leaning maybe KC -1 for a big score here. Well, I'm going to obviously wait to see what the lineups are, although if everyone's resting for Cleveland, the line will move. But, yeah.
Infamoso 91 said, missed the last 2 shows of Loshak in the Bag due to sleep. I work irregular hours, but I'm here today.
Oh, shout out to you, Infamoso.
Nice to have you, Infamoso 91. Yes, I agree. I think the Royals could very much be the play today. What we get on the Royals right now?
Royals being the plus 140s?
Yeah. I agree. I think, I don't expect Sparkman, the longest he's gone all year is 4 1/3. I don't expect him to go 5. Interesting. I like it. I'm going to wait, but I think that's a good move. And you are on the second half under.
Yeah, second half under, 3.5 minus 105.
Melee Palace weighs on Kansas City money line and team total over. Dave L.A. says Royals have the fire bats. Dave L.A.'s hit 6 straight. Royals score first. Shout out to Dave L.A., man. Great baseball capper. Says, I'm waiting on the Indians lineup. Trevor Andrews, great capper out of Toronto, says Cleveland alternating wins and losses on the road at this point in the season. Kansas City has the most value. They've been on fire at home. Royals -1 is the play.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about that one. Let's see. Dabfan with some interesting comments here. He says, I think CC pitches those 7 innings, gives up 2, maybe 3. Good game for Yanks. I'm taking the Yanks. And Dabfan also likes the Yankees offense to be productive. He says, Yanks over 2 first 5. I love that. My bookie doesn't do those plays, but that's a good one. Yankees score in the first couple of innings. And Ski Profit liking Lester here. I'm telling you, man, the Cubs are just perennially, systematically overvalued. But Ski Profit says last time Lester pitched a 46-game score, he came back and pitched an 80. So Ski Profit expecting a bounce-back start from Lester. And in general, Lester, has been good. Not a guy who I'm not quick to fade. A good lefty, veteran lefty who knows how to bounce back from bad starts. Lamont Williams says take Detroit. Dave L.A., though, likes Minnesota first 5 money line.
Does he?
Yes. Minnesota first 5 money line.
Oh, that's good to know. I think I'm going to make that play too. I just want to see, a bunch of right-handed bats.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't like or trust Lariano, and we've seen him for years and years and years. But say what you want about him, he still has incredible numbers.
No, he's good. He's fine.
Lefties.
I just feel a little bit. I'm taking a shot here with Minnesota to be a little bit productive in it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I have no problem with your play. Even with him having a good record of late, I don't see any reason.
Mm-hmm.
Non-applicable says Tomlin is a good shit-the-bed pitcher.
Underdog says, how difficult is it to handicap professionally over years and be successful at it? Open-ended question for you pros. I can answer that, Underdog. Very, very difficult. This is not to say that it's not done by some people, but you should temper your expectations. I think the best thing to think is see it as a recreational pursuit that you might make a little bit of money on, you might break even on, and you might lose a little bit of money on, but that's okay if you enjoy it. Having said that, there are people who do it, and I know a bunch of them. I do know personally a bunch of them, Underdog. But to answer your question, how difficult is it? Very. The most important thing is not finding edges. The most important thing is discipline in terms of bet sizing, in terms of not betting plays where you're not sure that you have an edge. The discipline is much harder than breaking down games and roughly accurately assessing where the edge might be. That is something that the casual sports fan can do successfully more often than not. But it's the other stuff that really fells people. Betting parlays, over betting your edges, making too many bets on a card. It's the discipline and the knowledge of self that is the hardest part. Knowledge of self, most important thing in life. All right, let's move on. Just wanted to address that, right?
No, that's good. While we're addressing other things, there's been some big day updates.
Mm-hmm.
He's been moved to a different care facility, airlifted to a different care facility. He's out of his coma. He can't speak right now. There's a speech therapist working for him. We're doing a 50-50 at SBR, a contest for him. I just signed up for it this morning, and we're going to be able to raise funds for him and his family. So please check it out under contest, the Big Day 50-50 contest. And please continue sending your prayers and your thoughts and your love to Big Day and his suite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love Big Day. Just a great person. Anyone who has met him in real life knows exactly what I'm talking about. Continued prayers and support for Big Day and his entire family. Just love that guy. All right. Okay. People are already talking about
the Thursday nighter.
Yeah,
I can't wait to talk about it. So let's get through these baseball games and get over to it.
Sure.
I'm also excited about North Carolina, Miami tonight. It's going to be some fun football.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very, very fun games. A lot of questions to be answered. Rangers, Mariners, Gerardo Gonzalez. Gerardo has looked bad all year, but he did come in and look good, or as good as he's looked all year against the Mariners after Zadsek. But the Mariners are seeing him again.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could get touched here. I really think he could get touched here. Lefties hit 375 with a 1.047 OPS off of him. You know that this Mariners team can put out some lefty bats that can hurt him. Gonzalez has looked better since he's come off the DL. 3-1 with a 3.97 ERA and 4 career starts against the Rangers. 2-1 versus them this year. And he also just pitched against them Saturday, but he would look great. 1 hit, 6 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. The Rangers have not hit lefties all year. They're not hitting anybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Mariners an easy play here?
The Mariners, are they an easy player? I'm not sure. Not at this line. I don't think so. I was thinking maybe a shot with the second half under. I was thinking maybe a shot with the full game under. Texas obviously not hitting. Maybe a shot with the Texas team total under. But I'm going to pass on this one. Just a pass for me for now. For now, it's a pass.
For now, I hear you. And how big are the Mariners' favorites?
In the 170s.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do, but I do think Gerardo could get touched.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to the Mets and Atlanta game. Tehran, struggling. Vargas, strikeouts are up, pitching well. I was thinking again about a shot with Atlanta on the second half. They've been a pretty good second half team this year, if my memory serves me correctly, especially recently. I did catch them 2 games ago in a play that I really liked. Went on it yesterday as well and didn't and lost that one. But I'm thinking that today Vargas probably is okay. Tehran maybe a little bit vulnerable, and then Atlanta in the second half might have the edge. So I'm leaning Atlanta second half here. And other than that, I'm not sure what I think about this game, but definitely leaning Atlanta second half.
I think that I'm going to make moves on those 2 games that we've spoke about. So I do want to go. I think I am going to take the Mariners on the run line here. I do think I'm going to take the Twins as well here.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure there's right-handed bats. So I'm going to hold off on the Twins. I'm going to hold off first. Let's just hit the Braves. But before we move forward, I am going to hammer that Mariners game. Braves,
You just
Mets.
wanted to see if you could get me in writing position and then take it back. You got a good one, Jim. You got me.
Seeing
You
in
got
writing
me.
Position.
Right.
Nothing arouses me more than seeing you in writing position. Game time temp 68 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways. I don't think Well, first off, Swanson now going to miss the rest of the regular season with a torn ligament in his left wrist. Could affect him in the playoffs. A huge blow. Remember, this guy was picked over Bregman. Teheran, 9-8, 4.03 ERA. You know, he did allow 4 runs and 6 in the third. He's been great against the Mets all season. I think the under is in play here.
Yeah.
He always smashes the Mets. He's always got the Mets' number. 1-1, 1.69 ERA. 4 starts against them this season.
And Vargas is the kind of guy who Atlanta hits, right? A lefty like that.
Yes, the Braves smash left.
Yeah. Vargas been pitching well recently. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on this game to check the lineups. But vaguely thinking about a play on Atlanta. Vaguely thinking about a play on Atlanta. On Atlanta on the second half.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this because you're right. The Braves smash lefties, and Teheran has the Mets number. But
Vargas has been good.
Vargas
Strikeouts.
has been good.
Yep.
4-1 with a 3.11 ERA in his last 7 starts. And his most recent start was against the Nats in that 5-4 win. But you're right. He's been smashed by the Braves in his career, smashed by them this year. This is a little bit of a tricky spot. Okay, I'm going to hold off there. One move I'm going to wait to see the righties in line, but I will take these Mariners. I think that they get to Gerardo. I think they get to the Rangers. I will take, what would the -1 line be around?
For what?
For the Mariners.
For the Mariners.
Yeah.
Would be about, plus 125, 127.
I will take the Mariners on the -1 line.
Okay, on the -1 line. Okay,
Yeah.
Jimmy the Bag taking Seattle -1. I think this is a nice little trend that we're seeing from you, Jimmy the Bag, taking some -1s here. All right, -170 on the money line is the best line. That is at Pinnacle. And then the run line +127. So that's a small favorite line there for Seattle, -1. +127 on the money line, on the run line, and -170 on the -1 and on the money line.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow, Dom Ricci thinking Vikes team total over 20.5, -110.
Already took it. Already gave that one, Dom Ricci, earlier in the week. That's already in my plays.
Have we hit every game?
Yeah, I think we did. Let's see what else. Let's just give it a once over to make sure. There were a couple games that didn't have overnight. Yeah, Houston, Baltimore, I had no overnight line. I have no opinion on that one. We'll look at that in the afternoon show. Anything else we missed? No, we hit everything.
And then Frank Alexander saying Talib and Peters out tonight. I believe that they're both going to be out for. I'd be shocked if Peters is in the lineup.
All right, so the plays for MLB that we have given. Jimmy is officially on. Pittsburgh Cubs first half under 5, Seattle -1, Tampa Bay first half team total over 1.5, and Yanks Tampa Bay first half over 4.5. I'm on Cleveland KC second half under 3.5, Tampa Bay first half team total over 1.5, and Minnesota first half team total over 2.5. And thinking about taking a shot with KC because I'm just thinking if Cleveland sends out, if everyone's resting tonight, but they're going to stagger it, aren't they? Like some guys are going to be in, right? What have they been announcing?
For Tito, you mean?
Yeah.
Tito wants to stagger it. Tito wants the team hitting like they did last night, rolling into the playoffs. Donaldson needs to get rolling. But yeah, I don't expect a major drop off
In terms of the Cleveland lineup, you think most of the guys are going to be in there?
Yeah, I think they rest 1 or 2 guys a day moving.
Right. It's not going to be a complete collapse.
No, and Tito knows that they're going to get the rest during the wild card days. So.
Plus, this is baseball. It's not like football. I mean, the whole game's already. Do they really need to rest that much? They're resting 95% of the time. I guess not when they're in the field. I don't know what.
Yeah, but they're all hopped up.
Yeah, they are hopped up on adrenaline. All right, I'll hold off on that one for now. I'm just going to take the second half under, Minnesota first half team total over, and Tampa Bay first half team total over as well. All right, let's move on to NFL. I gave Minnesota team total over 20.5 earlier in the week. The line is getting bet up, but I would definitely be leaning Minnesota plus 7.5. I actually made that one a pick in the beat the prick contest. Not a 2-unit play, but when I saw 7.5, I did decide to throw that one on there as one of my 1-unit plays. Plus 7.5, I'd be leaning that way as well here. I like the team total over more though, because of course the Rams could explode offensively. This could easily be a game where the Rams cover comfortably, but Minnesota still goes over their team total, right? I would also be leaning over on the full game, but ominously, the total's gotten bet down a little bit.
It's a creepy total.
Yeah.
Dave L.A. says, tell Pete, take the Royals now. Good money line. Always buy out in the late show.
Yeah, you can. Yes, I think you're right, Dave LA. All right, I'll think
right.
about that. I'll think about that, Dave.
He's right.
I think he's right, too. I'll think about that, Dave LA. All right, go ahead, Jim. Let's talk about this.
Okay, I think he's right, though.
I think he's right, too. All right, I'll do it.
I'll
Fine,
do it, too.
Okay. I'm going to take KC -1, though. What are you taking?
Yes, I will do that as well.
You'll do -1. All right, Jim. All right, you dogged us into it. Didn't take that much. That is the mark of someone who is not a professional bettor. when someone, just a couple of, pressuring words like that, like, all right, okay, we're doing it, like a 13-year-old kid in high school. Here, you want to try a little pot? No, not really. Come on. Okay. So Jimmy and I are doing it. We just got peer pressured into taking KC here -1. The least we can do, though, Jimmy the Bag, whether you're a recreational handicapper, whether you're getting pressured into bets by other people, the least you can do is line shop, which we will do right now. Line shopping here, +146 at UWager. That'll be the money line, +146 at UWager. And the alternative run line here at Bet365 will be +310. Okay, +310. All right, we got pressured in. We did it. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the NFL game. Again, I'm definitely leaning Minnesota plus the points. Gave the team total over for Minnesota, and that's that.
Yeah, when you break this game down, how it's going to be run, you think that the Rams, and it's been mentioned here, the Rams dealing with some injuries in their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to want to keep Cousins from exploiting that. And the best way to keep Cousins from exploiting that is to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And run the ball and run the ball and run the ball and not go for big plays.
Bill Butlicker says, read by comment. Okay, and his comment is, you're wrong, Kobe. Okay, Bill Butlicker thinks Kobe Valentine is wrong about something. And I read it. There you go.
WC kicks ass, needs an NFL lock this week. Tough week, thinking Jags. Wow, yeah, survivor pools have been smashed. Melvin Morales saying Vikings and under. But let's just break down the way that we expect this game to go. So we know that the Rams have a dynamic offense and a dynamic play caller.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to be able to execute whatever they plan on executing. And the best thing to do now with Talib and Peters out of the lineup is to keep Cousins off the field. Even though Cousins, we've had a bunch of people say he's not a primetime guy.
Mm-hmm.
We have, and I don't think that's a black and white thing personally with Cousins. But if that's the situation, to me, that spells Vikings cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it does. And I feel like the line is difficult. Sorry, the total is difficult. I could see. I understand it does look suspiciously low, but I can understand when we think about how the game is, how the basically how McVay's going to call the game and how the Vikings are going to react to it. Breaking that all down, I think the Vikings are the play, and the fact that I can get a 7.5 right now is something that I think I should take.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to.
You want it?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings plus 7.5 available at Pinnacle.
Okay, let's see what we can line shop here. Yes, Pinnacle has 7.5 -112. So Jimmy the Bag is going to take Vikings plus 7.5 -112. Vikings plus 7.5 -112. A lot of people saying that they know that the corners are out. They know that the Vikings are in a bounce back spot, but they can't stand in front of the Rams right now. Tomarino Tomor says, I haven't seen a complete game from Kirk Cousins in a big game since he's been in the league. Again, Tomarino has not seen it. Not seen a complete game from Kirk Cousins in a big game since he's been in the league. Bill Butlicker says Cooper Kupp prop to have at least 61 yards at +100 at BetOnline. Cooks and Woods will have tough matches against Rhodes and Waynes. Kupp has an easy matchup. Goff will feed him 63 and 71 yards last 2 games. Trust me.
I like that.
Wow, Bill Butlicker with a prop bet there that might have some value. Certainly Bill Butlicker feels very confident in that one. Shout out to Bill Butlicker for sharing us and for commenting so confidently.
Von Polo says, Jimmy, don't do it. Road teams suck on Thursday nights. They do.
This is a different situation, though.
After what happened against Buffalo, dealing with all the questions and everything, I just feel like I'm getting a lot of points at 7.5 for the Vikings.
Kobe says Rams pass rush will rattle Cousins. Look what Buffalo did when Cousins gets rattled. He blows it worse than a hooker on a street corner. Is Cousins that bad?
Worse?
I will say as bad as a hooker on the street corner.
Hookers do great jobs on those street corners.
No, man, you can't pay for that. It's got to have your heart into it. Although yes, there's some hookers.
They do a hell of a job.
Yes, some of them do.
Guys, Jesus.
That's true. Kobe Valentine says I do not endorse that prop bet as I lean to Kupp under 61 yards. I capped him at 48 yards last night.
Wow.
Okay.
Jackie says Minnesota couldn't block Buffalo. No way they are blocking LA. Minnesota may be falling apart. Love you guys.
Okay.
I like all the straight facts and I just love.
So I'm just hoping that Minnesota can put up a few points here and there, and that even if all these people are right about the Rams and the Rams wind up running away with it, it's a high-scoring game, and maybe Minnesota does get to 21 or 23, even if they lose ATS-wise.
Juicy Toast says any word on the Rams kicker? Getting them at 7.5 would be helpful, but the 2-point conversion thing is mind-bending. Paco Healy, look, Booker with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
We've all met him.
Tom Marino Tomor says Vikings defense is elite at home, but on the road the pass rush isn't great, and Griffin, their best pass rusher, is out.
Wow, Von Polo, the best bet is Minnesota first half. Please don't take the full game. I just feel like it's just a few too many points on a Thursday.
Kyle Jack says Rams roll. Von Polo, the best bet is Minnesota first half. Please don't take them full game. I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. We saw that with Pittsburgh in a similar situation, a spot where it was a big pressure spot for them, and they rolled in the first half. Things fell apart a little bit in the second half, so I would be leaning Minnesota first half as well, for sure. I just gave them the Beat the Prick contest. It was kind of a, because I'm not eligible, I kind of, give some hasty move picks in there. But yes, as far as a bet is concerned, I would much prefer Minnesota on the first half and the team total over than taking them on the full game 7.5.
Oh, you took them on the full game and beat the Prick?
Yeah, but it was just kind of like, I don't know.
What did you get?
7.5. I mean, I wouldn't have done it at 7, but I just saw it. I was like, all right, not a 2-unit play, but I took it.
Yeah. Not applicable says actually Minnesota first half sounds like the best bet.
Yeah, I definitely like that more than the full game for sure. Because if the Rams are down at the half, all of a sudden you got the Rams are like, are we going to lose to this team that got beat by the Bills? And when the Rams get pissed, then it's a different story.
Well, we talk about Gurley's dislike of Thursday nighters, for 3 years. Eric Nisbeck, does Kavanaugh get confirmed? I don't know. I left when it was on. Chad, Rams are not being talked about as an elite team. What do you mean, Tomar?
That's a good question. I would have looked. I'm not talking about the Kavanaugh one. I love betting political props. They're super soft. I didn't see any odds for that.
Yeah,
Shit,
it was up. It was minus 170 yes, plus 140 no.
Really? Okay, I could have done some research into that and had an opinion. But all right, yeah. Political odds the problem with political odds is just that a lot of times they're like futures bets, so you have to lock up your money for months on end. But they're very soft, very soft. All right, let's go, Jim.
Yeah, I had a couple buddies put in Trump bet just because they were so afraid of him winning that they at least wanted to get a couple grand.
No, I said it in the video. I didn't say that I thought Trump to win add value, but I thought that Trump plus the points, I guess you would say, margin of loss, which you could bet on Betfair, was the value, and I switched my opinion on that when I saw the late polls coming in, and then I was like, oh my God, once again these fucking polls are just all wrong. And I also called Hillary winning Nevada. I pretty much nailed that. Except the first video that's up has me saying that but because I was believing the initial polls. It's so tempting. It's like betting on the fucking Cubs. You know what I mean? The Cubs are just an overvalued team. The political polls are wrong. But every time you go back and do it, you go like, all right, I believe the polls. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
Move on.
Yeah. We don't talk about, remember, our heads are in the sand. In political, remember that's one of our, but we talk about gambling issues.
We talk about anything you can bet on. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Absolutely. Anything you can bet on.
Angel Romero is joining us. Glenn Elliott Mann's with us. Vikings plus 7.5 for me. Kyle Jack liking that longest pass under. Not sure about the under 25.5 yards for a rush, though, especially with, Lil Wayne coming up tomorrow. Beautiful. Okay. I'm comfortable getting the 7.5. I don't think that will be available on like. Do you think there'll be a 7.5 available on like?
I don't know. That's a good question, Jim. Let me see if I can answer that. I think probably, I guess it's probably just going to settle at 7. But then again, but these places like Pinnacle, they're not going to move back to 7 unless they have a strong. Yes, I do think a 7.5 will be available. I think it'll probably be like, I do think a 7.5 will be available. It might be 7.5 minus 124 at Pinnacle or something like that. Minus 122.
Yeah, I think we're going to learn a lot about this Vikings team. The Rams, not so much. Quick. They have 3 days to prepare for this Thursday nighter. Rams look like the best team in the league. I think that's pretty easy to say. And the Vikings were just ashamed. Just clearly And then and even that 29-29 loss or tie looks bad against the Packers after the Packers go into Washington and get beaten up.
Mm-hmm.
So the Vikings have a ton of question marks. Wow, Joe Lacari says bookmaker already down to 5.5.
On what?
Wow, I believe on this game.
No, they're not. Come on, Joe Licari. He's
Maybe
just
he's talking about something else.
He's just joshing you. He's just joshing you.
Okay, maybe he's talking about something else.
He's just joshing you. He's just fooling around.
Okay, well, why don't we move on? J Dapp talking about college football. Are we ready to move on to the college football spectrum?
Yeah, let's move on to college football. The college football game tonight is very interesting. The main one, I will actually try to look at the FCS games, but UNC at Miami. So some of the guys are coming back for UNC. I know Miami has a great defense, but they have some quarterback issues. I was not understanding this line at all. Why should North Carolina be this huge of an underdog? I know they're going into Miami, the Heat, and blah, 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 but is the talent discrepancy that huge between these two teams? I had North Carolina last week against Pittsburgh as a bet. I mentioned it in the shows as a lean. Didn't have the balls to give it as a pick. But why should they be this huge of an underdog here? And I was maybe thinking about a shot with the over as well. Although, oh man, that's now up to 56.5 or 57 or 57.5 at Pinnacle. Wow. Yeah, I was liking the over at 55.5. Now it's headed up.
Well, I mean, if you look at the biggest discrepancy between these two teams, it's the Tar Heels allowed 202.7 yards per game on the ground. The Hurricanes just lost 78.8. The Hurricanes have Travis Homers looking stronger and stronger each game. They got DJ Dallas, Lorenzo Lingard. I think the Hurricanes are going to run the ball down North Carolina's throat. Now, because of that, I hope that total keeps going up. If that total goes up higher than that, I'm going to take the under.
On which one?
On the game that we're talking about.
Okay, yeah. No, because I was thinking about some of these.
Sorry, the North Carolina-Miami game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. I was thinking about other bets here.
No, but yeah, because of that, I think that the key will be to run the ball down North Carolina's throat.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's still questions to be answered. Is N'Kosi Perry going to start? Do we expect him to start? And Malik Rozier to be on the bench?
I think that yes. Isn't that what I read? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, Rick is not telling.
He's not talking about it. Right.
So they're going to get Jeff Thomas back. That's important. So he left the first quarter of last game, and with Amon Richards dealing with a knee injury, Jeff Thomas will be rolling. Jaquan Johnson, also a game time decision, safety with a knee injury. Nathan Elliott had a great game for Pittsburgh. He's expected to start. That was an ugly, ugly loss to East Carolina. I think the Tar Heels are a bad football team. I guess they just caught Pittsburgh. What was it? Can you, because I was on Pittsburgh last week and it was a big mistake. What was it that you liked with North Carolina after getting beaten up by East Carolina?
Just because the suspension is just an overreaction, just a clear. And Pittsburgh is not that good. I mean, they're fine. Pittsburgh's a team where I would look to bet on them in a down spot as a big underdog. But going on the road against UNC, no way. And
no, you were absolutely right.
Yeah.
And there was a big mistake. John Roy saying Teddy Covers is on the over of the total. E. Clark says stay away from the North Carolina-Miami game. The spread is 18 for a reason. If it seems to be good to be true, it probably is. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Homer says Miami is the Michigan of the ACC. They destroy weak teams and don't win big games. Rick is never good in big games. Jay the Gifted, second half, North Carolina, Pete. North Carolina gets back some of those starters from suspension.
Yeah, some of those guys are coming back for sure.
J Dapp, North Carolina is in development process. Miami should run it up. Joe Licari liking Miami team total over. Torrance saying Fedora's teams are usually bad on defense. Kylie Reynolds has North Carolina plus 24.5 in the over 49. Nice little spot he put himself in. John Roy talking about the players coming back from suspension.
Oh man! And in the meantime, Jimmy the Bag. In the beginning of the week, I was talking about a lot of ugly teams that I wanted to bet on, and one of them was Rutgers. I was talking about it all the time. 17.5. Now it's down to 16.5 or 16. So I better just add that one on before it goes even further down. I'm going to add on Rutgers here. I should have just taken it at 6. I hope I don't get burned by it. Next week, I'm going to try to have more confidence in my leans because all my leans moved in my favor. Rutgers, Kent State, Western Michigan. I'm going to take this one. Rutgers plus 16.5, and that's going to be minus 106. Plus 16.5, minus 106. That's the current line at Pinnacle. All the leans that I had that I didn't give, I wound up taking at worse numbers. Rutgers, I said I was thinking about them at 17.5. Now it's down to 16.5. Louisiana Lafayette, I did take that one at 49. Now that's down to 48.5. Arkansas, that's the one that moved against me, but that's not an unexpected move there. I'm sorry, I'm just going on to other games now, Jim. We can do that, and we'll come back to this one, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Kent State, I bet it at 8.5, and that's now down to 7 or 7.5. That's another one where I wound up getting it at 8, but didn't get the 8.5 like I liked. East Carolina, again, it was at -5. Now it's up to -7. Other plays, of course, Western Michigan. I was talking about that from day one, about how I like that one. Baylor at +24 has not moved. Nebraska moved against me. I took Nebraska +3, and that has moved against me. I was also leaning Kansas State, but I'm glad I held off on that one because people yesterday, of course, were talking about how Kansas State and Snyder is just saying that that he doesn't like his team right now. So I'm kind of glad that I held off on that one. Georgia Southern, I liked it at 4. I had to take it at 3. Mississippi State, that moved in my favor. I took it at 7. It's now up to 7.5. TCU still has not moved really. 10.5 market wide. That's interesting. The UTEP game is now back up to 10. And so a lot of these line moves, a lot of my opinions were moving in my favor. Let me see what else.
Wow, Noah Lastar coming in saying that Rozier is starting.
Okay.
Wow. Thanks for that heads up. Wow. And then, wow, that's amazing. Christopher Carter saying if Rozier is a chump if he starts, go with North Carolina. Army Buffalo this week. John Roy asking what our thoughts are on that. Joey Kerr liking Army. I like both those teams. I'm looking forward to break that game down more. Do you have any angles on Army Buffalo?
Nope. I have no opinion on that game as of right now. I might do some game-specific research on that one. Damn, I just added Rutgers, +16.5, -107. I hope this one doesn't land on 17. If that one lands on 17, I'm going to be one frustrated dude here on Monday. But that's okay. I'm going to try to have more, pull the trigger more on official picks for the shows when earlier in the week next week, I think.
Yeah. No, I think, it's no worries hesitating early in the season.
No, there's no worries hesitating early in the season.
Tons of volatility.
And what the hell? I'll throw on Western Michigan at -1 as well. Western Michigan, -1, -110. I bet it at 2.5, +2.5. I waited and waited and waited. Now I'm going to have to take the bookmaker and you wager line. Western Michigan, -1, -110. I'll throw that one on there as well. What the hell?
Wow. Kylie Reynolds and getting support from Angel Romero on AC Milan.
Okay.
Very important. Teacher asking, Pete, should I move to Jersey?
Where's that comment?
Teacher. It's nice, right?
Teacher. Should I move to Jersey? Some parts of Jersey are nice. Sure. It depends what your goals are. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what your life goals are, professional goals are, dating goals are. But sure, Jersey's cool.
Nolly Nose is on the Army Buffalo under. Roy Bennett and Glenn Elliott man on Buffalo. Kyle Jack says lean Army to cover. Their triple option kills the clock. The real TC wanting to talk about Texas Tech, West Virginia University. Infamoso is on Kent State money line. Feels like a good juicy. Nolly Nose says yes, Pete. Western Michigan.
Yeah,
gonna roll.
I thought that when I first said I got it at 2.5. Just sat here like a pussy and couldn't pull the trigger on that one. All right, so we want to talk about West Virginia, Texas Tech. That is a game that we discussed in the pre-snap reads show, and I think Joe Gavassi and Ian Cameron both liked West Virginia. They said that Texas Tech has overachieved a little bit, and I didn't say that I liked West Virginia, but I definitely don't want to bet against them right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a scary team to bet against.
They looked great last week.
Yeah. West Virginia, and I thought that they were a good bet last week. I'm not sure what I think about this game. I know earlier in the week some people were saying that they liked Texas Tech to win outright, but it's definitely scary to bet against West Virginia here. I'm not sure it's probably going to be a pass for me, but I can tell you that Joe Gavassi and Ian Cameron both like West Virginia -3.5. I'm off it as of right now.
Noah Lastark liking West Virginia over Tech, and Big Ragu says Rutgers is a doormat.
They are. I know, but they're catching some points. Yes, I might have made a mistake there. What do you want me to say? You're right. You might be right. Yes, I might have made a mistake.
Noli says, yes, I was here agreeing with you on Monday.
About what?
About Western Michigan.
Yeah. And so, the West Virginia game, maybe I'll look into it a little bit more, but I think I'm probably just going to pass
Platinum Elite with some very interesting copy and paste type stuff for me. Memphis Tigers changed their quarterback and rumors the coach is in trouble. Relationship with a student.
Wow. Thank you so much. Who did that? Platinum Elite. I love comments like that.
Yeah, man.
Helping us with our research in the videos. Platinum Elite. Shout out to you, whoever you are, wherever you come from. Thank you so much. Memphis Tigers change quarterback. Rumors the coach is in trouble. Relationship with a student. All right, a couple people are in love. She's over 18, right? Over 21, right?
I don't have that information, but if I was to imagine it.
Yeah, and I know there's a power that I should stop making jokes about this stuff in 2018. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I should stop making jokes.
Especially with.
I think it's terrible.
But if your man Kavanaugh gets in.
Yeah, right. You know, who knows? Who knows? Yes, rumors the coach is in trouble. Relationship with a student.
Wow, Kylie Reynolds. Hey, Jimmy and Pete take Central Michigan plus 28.5. Will cash. Noli knows took Arkansas minus 3.5.
Arkansas State. All right. So I'm on the opposite side of him on that one. I took, I bet Georgia Southern plus 4. I had to give it at plus 3. So I'm on the other side of Noli knows.
Melee Palace Way, Ohio State, Penn State, full game over. Is that total continue to climb?
Right. Cody Valentine says student-teacher relationships are illegal though because of the power dynamic. Yes, I know that. And as they should be. As they should be. All right.
Roy Bennett, loving West Virginia. My man David H. in the house. Great capper. Great guy. Christopher Carter, Rutgers is a laughing stock in New Jersey, and their coaches get paid like kings. Jay the Gifted, West Virginia covers minus 3. Over is a good bet if you got it early.
Wait, he's saying that Rutgers is terrible. Is a terrible bet. Yeah, Rutgers is a laughing stock in New Jersey. Their coaches get paid by kings. Yeah, I might have made a mistake here. It's just when I saw I took it at 17.5. When I saw this, I'll look into it a little bit more. You know, maybe if it goes down to 14.5, and I realize that I might be on the wrong side of things. As I'm starting to now feel with the Kansas State game, I'll pull it back. Jay the Gifted says West Virginia covers minus 3. Over is a good bet if you got it early. Tom Marino says Greer is a top 5 quarterback and they're well coached. I think West Virginia wins and covers. Tech looked horrible against Ole Miss. Payless Way is on West Virginia.
Infamoso liking Syracuse plus 25. We know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Dan Kelly even said put a little bit of money on them outright.
With like 14-1, maybe even 15-1.
The real TC, I'm on Texas Tech big. They always play West Virginia tough. West Virginia big win was against the dog shit team Tennessee. God, Tennessee does bad.
Hua Huang says, been busy, missed the show. Any updates on Jessica Fine and Pete? No. I mean, Jessica, she's not going to come into this show when Jim just was up 12 units in MLB and I'm up 5.5 units in MLB and try to talk shit. I mean, she's dumb, but she's not that dumb. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be like, all right, I'll give it a day. You know what I mean? I'll give it a day when they're not up a combined 18 units, and then maybe I'll come back on Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Antonio Jones, y'all better start putting some respect on them Orangeman name.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Already done. Consider it already done from Dan Kelly, who has labeled them a live dog to win outright, at least relative to the market odds.
Paco Healy thinking Stanford's in a tough spot, but they will hang within the number. That's a tough game. You haven't got anything on the Stanford
which
spot?
one?
Stanford?
No.
That's a tough.
Although Ian Cameron likes the over, which makes sense. Ian Cameron likes the over.
Hoi Huang saying, just messing with you. I just like how you say bitch.
Yeah, yes, I know Hoi Huang. I know Hoi Huang. And, you know, I would normally ignore Jessica and her shtick unless it presents an opportunity for a joke, in which most of the time I will swing at it.
Not applicable says Jessica's making Pete's bed as we speak.
Yes.
She's in the treehouse?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
David H. This guy knows what he's talking about. Says Oklahoma State, lock it in. Oklahoma State, lock it in from David H. Tolmore's been saying this often. He says, I think there's good value on Clemson at plus 450 to win the national title. They should be stronger with the QB change, and Alabama's secondary isn't elite.
Everyone's saying that they're not seeing the quarterback change in Memphis then. Okay. DJ Big Boss saying, damn, I like Memphis. DJ Big Boss, that might have been just totally false information there.
No, I don't think so. I think he's just on the tip of a rumor, and we need to.
Oh, okay.
I think no, the way that sounded was like.
Oh, it's rumors.
It sounds like there's going to be a quarterback change.
Right. Well, no, he said Memphis changed. Right. Okay. We'll see. The information will come out. The information will come out.
Noel Astark saying Clemson will not beat Bama. DT Doug said, I think the quarterback change at Clemson will affect the team. Makes Dabo look disloyal. Interesting. I don't know, but it does put them in a quandary in case there's an injury at quarterback.
All right. So I guess we can wrap this up. I might have made a huge mistake here taking Rutgers at plus 16.5, but I did it. Western Michigan -1 is also a play that I added. Of course, in NFL, Jimmy the Bag went on the Vikings +7.5. We can add more plays on all this stuff in the evening show if we want. Any final words before we wrap this up? No need to prolong this show unnecessarily.
No, I'm looking forward to the afternoon show. I will have the whole football card locked.
All right, there you go. Tune into the football show today. Not much baseball, so we're going to be talking a lot of football in the Thursday show, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everyone. Thanks so much. We'll see you then.